Well, dear students, what we are going to learn today is The Battle of Ants by Henry David Thoreau. Revered by many writers as the father of American nature writing, David Thoreau was born on 1817. He characterized himself as a mystic, a transcendentalist, as well as a natural poet. His masterpieces are Walden, which came out as two-year experiment in simple economy and creative leisure. He conducted the work in a self-made cabin near Walden's Pond. Thoreau grew up in a place called Concord, which is now a part of Boston, a metropolitan area, and Walden Pond is near Concord. Thoreau and Emerson are also from Concord, became friends around 1840. And Thoreau, after finishing his college, it was Emerson who introduced our writer Thoreau to transcendentalism, and he also served as his mentor. He built a small house on Walden Pond in the year 1845, a land which was owned by Emerson. He spent 2 years there and immersed in philosophy and began to write what would be his masterpiece and legacy, Walden, which was published in the year 1854. In the introduction to Norton Book of Nature Writing, Thoreau's supremacy was observed quite well by editors John Elder and Robert Finch. The present piece, which we are going to learn, titled The Battle of Ants, is not a standalone essay. So, after his immense contribution to the world of literature, Thoreau passed away in the year 1862. The Battle of Ants is actually an excerpt from Thoreau's Walden's Pond, chapter 12, Brute Neighbors. Here in this essay, Thoreau is concerned with an event and he has a story to tell. Like any essayist, he has also a persuasive purpose, a purpose which is in an intention of offering an interpretation to the story. The story, The Battle of Ants, is lively, violent, and also it has turns out, means unexpected turns out at the end. As a reader, our first task is to identify the principal parts of his narrative, to see how they are proportioned to one another and how they are put together. Looked at in this way, his narrative falls into two equal sections, the scene near the woodpile and the scene inside his house. Within these manageable sections, we can consider the basic elements of narration, description, dialogue, and commentary and examine the effects they create. The characters in this story are the red and black ants, and there is no dialogue in the story, and the story seems to make sense when Thoreau gives us the first hint of interpretation, that is, the red Republicans on the one hand and the black imperialist on the other. While telling the story, Thoreau didn't omit himself. One is likely to forget the precision and the objectivity of his reporting, a method of observation. In every case, he describes his method drawing close to the phenomena. And ants here, they carry on their warfare under a tumbler as he watches with a magnifying glass. Such a battle in his life, or according to his knowledge, has never taken place. They were fighting with the principle like patriots. The result of the battle would be quite important and remarkable. The narrator is no more than the writer himself here. He plays as a role as a close observer, and he has not let anything of the surrounding escape from his notice. He has given a philosophical dimension. Thoreau went out to his woodpile, and there he saw three stumps. There were two large ants, and they were fighting fiercely. The war of the ant caused great sensation in the mind of the author. It is very known a fact that a war is waged for might and right. Participants attempt to make the opponent either to accept or refuse certain claims. The red ants were killed and the blacks were alive, but he had neither feelers nor any physical strength. One of the legs of the ant has also gone. Totally, he is handicapped now. But anyway, he would live his remaining days being a patient or a handicapped. Those who see them realize the result of the war. Thoreau's feelings were excited and tormented by witnessing the struggle, its ferocity and carnage. It was like a human battle occurred at his door, and in fact, neither victory nor the cause of the war was important when there is to see destruction everywhere. Victory or cause of the war is only nonsense. There is a message that we, that is human beings, live like ants. And the fable tells us that we were long ago changed into men, but there is no change in our behavior or attitude, no, as we compare to the ants. The ants, as well as the tendency of the human beings, remains the same. So, the final message of Thoreau to the readers is war is destructive, and of course, it's a painful event, not only during the war, but even the aftermath of the war also leaves its consequences both to the one who have won the war as well as the one who was defeated in the war. After all, any kind of destruction will not carry any principles to life. So, hope you would have understood the destructions caused by war. And the author here insists the mankind, say the humanity, to live their life in a brotherhood and sisterhood state and peace among themselves as brothers and sisters, leaving the earth or creating the earth to grow as God intended when He created the universe as well as the human beings on the earth. So let us take this lesson of the author, the message of the author, as a lesson in our life, and let us succeed and retain our earth, our mother earth, with peace, harmony, and glory always. That's all for today. Thank you.